What's up, everybody? It's the G-Man. It's been a while since I've done a video. I normally do weekly videos, Thursday, Wednesday, Friday time period because, that's when the manga chapters. I've been reviewing a lot of anime lately. But today, I decided to review an anime movie franchise that I actually just recently got into. And first off, I'm going to say that this is probably the best way you could be introduced into the Gundam series, because this is like the first Gundam I personally have ever watched, and I'm not really a Gundam fan. I've held off watching Gundam for a long time until now. I started getting into mecha. As you know, I have a review of Neon Genesis Evangelion. I have to do a review on Eureka 7. I've watched Eureka 7 a long time ago, but I gotta rewatch it, refresh my memory. But yeah, forget about those. Today I'm gonna talk about Mobile Suit Gundam: The Origins movies 1 through 3. Now this is actually pretty much my favorite mecha right now, aside from Evangelion. It's probably my favorite mecha so far, especially because the franchise isn't really over yet. They still have one more movie left. It's a 4-movie series, OVA. It's created by Studio Sunrise, and it's an action mecha military series, and it's really good. Each episode is an hour and 30 minutes, which is very interesting. And each episode's animation so far, they're just gorgeous. I don't have anything, there's nothing wrong with this animation. The animation is just gorgeous. Now, the overall premise is these two twins, Char Aznavour and Sayla Maz. Char Aznavour's original name, Edward Maz, where, we get to see Edward Maz's journey to become Char Aznavour, who was nicknamed the Red Comet, and he's the #1 pilot for the Zeon forces, and we get to see their whole journey and how they became this, and we get to see what happened due to the fact of their father's death via assassination by the Zabi Force family, and when they took control over Side 3 and lead of Principality of Zeon. In the early days of many renowned Zeon ace pilots who later fought in the 1-year war. And we also see a lot of the original development for the mobile suits, which is hence the name Mobile Suit Gundam. And we saw the beginning between the conflict between the Federation and the people who wanted to be independent. So that is the overall premise of the Gundam series so far. A lot of it I need to get more into it and like really delve deeply into the Gundam series, because ever since I watched this movie, The Origin, I purposely held off watching Gundam just to wait for these movies to come out. Because I knew based off the trailers that the animation was gonna be brilliant. So I decided to wait until after the first 3 movies came out to actually do a review. And what am I gonna say about it? Like I said, it's the perfect way to be introduced into the Gundam series, because it is a beautiful action series. The action and the animation, it's like a perfect balance between CGI and hand-drawn animation. It's different than like the Berserk films, the first 3, the Golden Age arc films. While those films were good, the problem with those films was the fact that the CGI and the 2D animation were very unbalanced. But for this, it was very balanced, and the CGI was done in almost a very artistic way, and it was done in a way where they actually cared about the movie that they were doing. There was a deep amount of focus and care put into this movie franchise. On top of that, the character development of Char Aznavour, which is by far, it's kind of reminds me of the Star Wars development with Anakin, except handled way better. We actually get to see a full scope of Char Aznavour's character, and we get to see a lot of things from his perspective and his sister's perspective growing up and having to deal with all this crap. Especially since the beginning, Char Aznavour was a very attentive person, and we could tell by the animation, and this also feeds to why the animation is so good, because it characterizes the character just by their movements, just by their emotions, and the art style is very emotive and done very well, and the movements of the characters are done very well. And we really get to see how Char Aznavour, as a kid, he was very attentive, but he was very ignorant and innocent. He didn't really know about the cruelty of the world until like as he grew up, and like after his father dying and having to leave his mother, and then like he took it upon himself to take care of his sister, goes up into this young man. And then after that, Edward Mass, like he meets this other boy who looks exactly like him named Char Aznavour, and that's how he got the name Char Aznavour. And they're practically twins. The only difference is their eye color. Now, what happened was, after years of not hearing from their mother, because their mother was held prisoner at this tower of some sort, and then after not hearing from her for a while, her death was like, it really like took a toll on his character, and he like became cold almost, and everybody began to fear him more, because he became more militant and cold and not really caring about like what people think about him. And that was very interesting. Like after all that stuff happens, and then just overall this story so far has been just very entertaining. It's been done very, very well. The art and animation is perfect. And all the characters in this really stand out, like from Sailor Mass to freaking Char Aznavour himself to Gaia to Hamon. Hamon was a very good character in the series. She was very charismatic. She's just overall a cool character. She was one of the people who helped them get out. And we had I remember Edward Mass. I mean, no, not Edward Mass. I forgot his name. Ray Amuro, or what's his name? Amuro Ray. Yeah, Amuro Ray, which was introduced in the third movie. I really, really want to know what his character has to offer, because they keep showing him over and over and over again. And I read a part of the first chapter of the manga, and he was very like relevant in that sort. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him. Another character that received a lot of character development was Garma Zabi. Now Garma was a member of the Zabi family who actually Char is against, because he wants to get revenge for what they did to his father. Garma, he develops from being this kind of spoiled brat to actually he's starting to do stuff for himself. He was kind of fearful, and we really get to see some development in the third movie on how he becomes more of an active participant in what's going on versus just being afraid of everything. And also, like, there's this one character in the movie. There's a member of the Rao family. Let me look him up. Mobile Suit Gundam. Yes, Ramba Rao, which is he was really cool. He was really, really, yeah, Ramba Rao. Ramba Rao. Now he was their charismatic, uncle-like character. He's the son of Jin Barao, who is a friend who's been a friend with Daikum, the twin siblings. Who's been a friend of Daikum, the twin siblings' father. And after the assassination, he took custody of the two children. And his character, he's just really, really fun. And like, I just really, really love this character from the very beginning. I I love Ramba's character. Ramba, he's just charismatic. He's fun. He like we like from in the beginning. He's very like, you know, in some moments when he's with Dharma, he's very cool, calm, and collective, and I really get to see, and we really see chemistry between him and Garma, and I think the lady Garma, I think it's their mother or sister, I think, because they do seem to have a really close relationship with each other based off of the movie, but I really need to get more details on that. But overall, I mean, if I were to give my rating of this movie, I would have to give it like a 9.5 out of 10, me personally, due to the fact that each and every one of the characters, they get really great characterization. The main character's character development is done really, really well. We really get to see him turn. We're starting to see his process to turning from being a young boy to becoming this major asset in the Zeon army. But the thing about it is, there's still one movie left to come out, and we don't really get to see the full extent of his development. We see where he's going to be, then we see where he starts off, and then we're starting to see his overall development to getting there. So, other people may have their own gripes with this film. The only reason why it's not a 10 out of 10 for me is the fact that we don't have that fourth film that would conclude this whole story and everything. But yeah, that's all for now. Ultimate G-Man, remember, like, subscribe, give me your thoughts on this movie as well. I really enjoyed Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin. It was really fun. The artwork was really good. The animation was brilliant. Its use of CGI was very balanced. But yeah, that's my overall thoughts. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and peace out.